from him. Alright, so another best of 5 coming up.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Just adjusted the audio levels there, so if anyone in the chat thinks game audio is just a little bit too low now, just let us know. But thank you to Kaiser for pointing that out to us. I may be mistaken, but I think Kaiser may have potentially did the setup of the overlay today.
I don't know. I don't know anything. I just got here.
So, Rendered playing a very projectile focused start for that game, but already getting in here and seeing some coverage on the recovery there. The D's Forsburn. One of the things about him that definitely commend him for over other Forsburns in the scene is his recovery's really sharp in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And sometimes I can't predict where.
You can see he's held onto resources there, and though he didn't use it in that recovery, had them for later in case Rendered hit him off again, which is something really crucial in characters with like slow or more predictable recoveries, being able to hold those resources for a just-in-case situation. But Doc's tied up very quickly into this first game.
Oh, Brendan.
Oh. You can see D teleporting up high onto the stage, so quite close to the lip. So it gives him a number of options to stall out when he does the up special again, or just in terms of the distances. But we do have Clone here, and very close to potentially get hit nicked by that forward strong, but the double jump down air back on saves him from almost certainly a kill.
Okay.
Yeah, see, again, holding on to all his resources on his approach back to the stage.
I'm trying to go for a cheeky.
It is something that I've noticed in Render's other set as well. Like, when his opponents at high percent, he'll start fishing for those, especially in any situation where the opponent's recovering. If he thinks he can just clip him on the ledge, he'll go for it.
Yeah. Maybe D can get it back. Nice parry.
I like how D's approaching the matchup in general. It's just Rendered's taken a couple opportunities.
He's just edge guarding at the moment. Nice parry. Oh,
holding the smoke out there makes it a little bit unpredictable of where you're going to end up, but obviously with Clone becoming a factor, it is interesting to find out how your opponent can use the Clone. That's something that Forsburn players need to learn really early on, is that Clone is not always best placed in between you and your opponent, because your opponent can use it to their advantage.
Yeah, because they can.
So just in this match in particular, like Ori can bash off it and obviously hurl themselves away.
Oh!
Even with their up special, if they hit the Clone, that means they can air dodge out of it. But things like that means Clone, as an edge guarding tool, isn't always a strong option. Not just this matchup, but in many others as well. But a bit of a shame to see the first game end that way. We do have the stage bans out. I actually quite like these ones. So Air Armada, Frozen Fortress, two historically quite strong Forsburn stages, I would say. Blazing Hider being another. So it's good that D's recognised that. I think this could work out in his favour, but I do fear that the flat ground might actually be quite good for Ori as well, in terms of their combo game.
He's taking the...
Yeah, so exact situation I was talking about. The Clones come into play there, and it's actually helped Rendered in his recovery.
Good back air, but...
Do you happen to remember the results of these guys from the last Espionage?
Yeah, I remember the last results. It was 3-1.
3-1, whose wave?
He had free, Rendered one.
So Rendered taking the first game here after potentially dropping the last set that these guys have played. I'm not sure if they played online since.
Oh, they've played online since. I do remember that.
But locally, it's a very different experience.
Parry. Ooh!
Try to time the parry there, but I think in jab check situation like that, you really just want to get out of there for the most part. A bit risky to go for the parry after that. That can bust. Hard to DI at that percent. It's 5. Can't imagine he was very far off getting purple screen there. Could use the forward special there to pop him up. Just gets him into the forward strong.
It seems like Force is actually taking it from just stocks wise and, well, not percent wise.
He's gone. Hit
Yeah.
low. Interesting to see. Rendered was keeping grounded for the most part over the course of that game. It's not really using the top platform nearly as much as what I would think an Ori player could take advantage of. Like a plat drop up air being a really strong tool for the character.
One thing I notice about Rendered is that if he's getting bored of the matchup or he is...
Do you think there's a patience issue? Is that where you're going with this?
A patience, and if he's losing, he will start trying to get off stage and using bash to get that.
I think if you have a stock deficit like that, you can go for it, and it sort of makes them a bit more scared and DIing potentially differently. It's what you kind of need to stage a comeback in games like that. But yeah, obviously always a risk if you're going to go for it. You sort of need to feel out how your opponent's buying your options and take it from there. But going for a flat stage here, was quite strong for Ori in general. And this is going to make recovering for D quite more difficult as well. I'm interested to see how the edge guarding changes up a bit, because I don't think Render's had him in a situation where he's really locked him off stage. Yeah, so I don't like Rendered going for these forward strongs and things like that. Really committal moves against a character that has an otherwise really committal recovery. Like, there are just faster options that they don't kill straight away like a forward strong does, but more consistent in keeping your opponent off stage and holding that ground. They need to be thinking about using those a little bit more.
Going the first stock here. Ooh. Trying to get that back out.
I felt like a really dominant first stock from Rendered. Obviously, he's at high percent. This can turn around really quickly, and suddenly see him on the back foot where he's being knocked into this off-stage position a little bit. Could use the cape there, knock him into the up strong.
Oh!
Alright, this is a good situation for Rendered, but no double jump, so needs to worry about that air dodge. I'm not sure if he touched the ground. It potentially did. Yeah, see, again, I don't like that. Obviously, he didn't have enough resources to get back on stage without the use of the up special there. And even though you're trying to sneak into the smoke, you have to worry about covering your other angles as well. So just using like a projectile to break the smoke or potentially hit Forsburn if he teleports into it. Like that, so...
Getting percent back.
I sort of bash set up there, and yeah, it doesn't quite cover enough. It does feel like Rendered's been like quite dominant this game.
Yeah.
But he's opening himself up to enough mistakes that D's managed to keep it close in this game so far.
Oh,
and
good back air.
Yeah, just poor DI on that. The game's even again. This is a good situation for Rendered to really polish off this stock if you can, but not quite covering it, mistiming the parry and the positioning wise, and quite getting it there. He has managed to take a significant lead in this first stock though, 70%, but now losing it slowly, 60% here.
Ooh.
I like getting the up special to get the damage in, but Rendered has to worry about getting back to the stage as well, so bit of a scare. You can see him.
Good try.
He's going for these raw bashes in neutral a lot as well, which on that stage, he obviously has the ability to walk away.
Ooh, trying to go for a back air.
Keep himself out of
it. Good parry by D. Predicting.
Like character, you have to be aware of it. All mistakes in neutral. Kind of Treetop. So Treetop's a bit of a comfort pick for Rendered. I'm not sure how it's going to work in the matchup, but I do know that he does like playing on this stage, and Had strong performances in his other sets on this stage in comparison to others.
Yeah, definitely.
So hoping to see potentially a bit tighter for him. Maybe polish up some of those consistent mistakes he's making. Or, that's he holding his resources
Yeah,
for
definitely.
a lot longer, so he's sort of got.
Oh, that's good use. Hey,
I think Rendered's covering the edge guard from a little further back now, just being aware of how D's been recovering in the past, and that really does open up options for D to do those fast recoveries like he did in that last stock. I'm interested to see how that plays out over the remainder of this game. Disjoint of that cape, really good against a recovery like Ori. But it can kind of nick you if you're a bit too close.
trying to go for a back air.
Yeah, good parry there by D, and getting poor D on the back air does take the stock. Render's mixing up his projectiles a little bit with the bashes.
Yeah. Now trying to go for more risks. So
Well, yeah, going down for the forward strong there, committing to that just a bit too early. Just seems to rely on reads a little bit to get some of those kills. Which I don't love with a character like Ori. Ori can play this sort of non-committal style that just punishes you for making mistakes, rather than really trying to force errors. Yeah,
ooh, nice parry.
Gets the parry, so doing things like that instead of forward strong. Not sure what's happening here.
I guess it was just.
He's got that slow play. He's just trying to get into his head at this point. Like, I'm full stock up. I don't need it.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
You got to approach me, not the other way around.
Oh! Good one by D.
Well done. Good 3-1. D's favor. I think with that, we are going to potentially go into our winner's side of top 8. So, have our winners semis yet to go. That's myself versus Mello and Osu Konga. So,